Welcome back to Your Par. On today's episode, we have some classic muscle again and an awesome owner. Bob, welcome and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the car. What is it and what kind of drivetrain?
Well, I've got a 1963 Dodge Polara. It has a 361 big block engine in it and a 727 TorqueFlite transmission, push button on the dash.
And that's a pretty cool feature. One other thing about the 63 Polara is that was a one-off body design. So if you ever see this side profile, you know it's a 63 Polara. The car did come in a couple different configurations, from a convertible, the hardtop like we have here, or even a station wagon. Now, there's not a lot of different trim levels on the car. There was a 500, and you can usually identify those by a 500 badge on either the fender or on the C-pillar if it was a hardtop. So Bob and I are going to walk around the car, show you a couple other features that make this a 63 Dodge Polara. So if you see one driving down the highway or at a car show, you know exactly what you're looking at. Okay, Bob and I have moved to the back of the vehicle, and just like the side profile, the back is 63 only. It has the two tail lights on the far ends, and then it has the reverse lights in the center. It also has a Dodge badge on the trunk deck and the old school Dodge logo in the middle of the trunk. And like I said, you'll only find this setup on 1963s. Here we're at the front of the car, and it's the same story as the rest of the car. The front end, this grille, and this headlight arrangement is a 63 only setup. So if you see this in your rearview mirror coming down on you, you know it's a 1963 Dodge Polara. Now, one of the things that does change on the car is you have the flat hood, or they had a hood with scoops on it. And the ones with scoops were meant on the performance cars that had the max wedge underneath the hood. Now, this car doesn't have the max wedge, but we're going to pop the hood and check it out. So we have the hood popped on Bob's Dodge Polara. And this is a 361 cubic inch big block. Again, you can tell because we have the distributor in the front of the engine. One of the cool things about these cars, whether it's this 361 or if it was one of the max wedge cars, is actually the headers. This one, it's just on the driver's side where it comes up and then goes back down. On the max wedge cars, it's actually both sides, and that's pretty cool. Now, if you ever see one of these at the show and you want to know if it's a factory max wedge car or not, you want to find the fender tag. On the fender tag, it has the alphabet A through Z. The letter R represented the engine option. So if you find one with an R with the number 9 below it, it tells you it's a factory max wedge Polara. So here we are in Bob's Polara. A quick note on the Dodge Polara. It was Chrysler's full-size car leading up to the 62 model year. And going into 62, one of the Chrysler execs overheard a Chevrolet exec saying that they were going to shorten the wheelbase on their full-size car. So in a knee-jerk reaction, Chrysler did the same thing, shortening the wheelbase on the Polara, making it a mid-size car. Well, Chevrolet never did shorten the wheelbase of their car, so Dodge or Chrysler had to come back out with another full-size car to compete with those. And they did, and that was the Dodge Custom 880. But because of this knee-jerk reaction, it gave us a shorter wheelbase Polara and launched the B-body platform that we know now. So this car actually handles pretty well. It feels good. It drives down the road like you would expect a car from 1963 to do. Bob, you've kept the car up great. It's a beautiful car. I love the red interior.
Yeah. Yep.
I love the chrome inlays in the doors as well. It's big dash. It's everything you would want out of a car from 1963. Yeah. And again, I love the push button transmission. So Bob, I want to ask you a couple questions. This is a segment we like to call Overdrive, where we learn a little bit about you.
Okay.
What drives you to the Mopar brand? Why do you like the brand?
Well, when I was a teenager, I just bought a 63 409 Chevrolet, and I was sitting up at the drugstore at Ravina McMillan, and I happened to see this white car go by with a black top. I asked a buddy of mine what it was, and he told me it was a Dodge Polara 63. Right then I knew I wanted one, but because I had just bought the Chevy, I couldn't afford to get another one. So anyway, it's been on my mind all these years, and finally I was on the internet the other day 5 years ago, and I happened to see this one pop up on the internet. So I called and talked to the guy, and we talked back and forth, and I finally asked him what he wanted for it, and he told me, and I told him, well, I'd like to have it, and he says, well, you know, this is the price if you want it, you know. So I told him, yes, I want it, so I bought it.
Right on.
And like a fool, I sent him a cashier's check up for the car, sight unseen, which I don't know why I did that.
Because you wanted it?
Yeah, because I wanted it bad, that's right. Luckily, the guy was honest, and he sent the car down to me in Cincinnati, and I've got the car right now, and I'm enjoying it with Keith.
Right on. So what about this car actually makes you happy?
Oh, I like the style of it. I like the full size of it. Besides that, it's paid for.
That's awesome. That's always a good thing.
That's very unusual nowadays with these cars, $40,000 and $50,000.
For sure. And then if you could have one other Mopar, what would it be?
I think I would like to have a Max Wedge or a Hemi.
Okay.
In my Dodge Polara.
All right. Hey, I can get on that. And then when you're cruising around, are you windows up or windows down?
My windows are down.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you check out our Facebook page and Instagram page to see still pictures of this car and other featured cars. And make sure you subscribe to this channel and comment below if you have questions about the Polara or if you want to be on. Until next time.